Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Blank, President and CEO of the Fury Group, and I'm here at Life Science Innovation Northwest, a conference that features all of the biomedical, bioscience, life science, biotechnology, you name it. Any sort of technology and bio, they're here as part of the Life Science Innovation Northwest Conference. I'm here with Chris Rivera, who's the President and CEO of Washington's Biotechnology and Biomedical Association. Chris, tell me a little bit about the conference, where you're at, what's your thinking this year as we close this afternoon and the conference?
It's been a remarkable 2.5 days. We started on Wednesday night with a reception at the top of the Columbia Tower here in Seattle, the highest point in Washington State, with about 150 delegates from all over the world. Yesterday's keynote speaker, John Crowley, brought literally tears to everybody's eyes talking about his personal story and the movie that was made about his life called Extraordinary Measures. We've had phenomenal panels around digital health, around financings, global health. It really has been representative of what is happening in life sciences in the Pacific Northwest. We are a remarkable region, one of the few in the world like it. We really have all of the infrastructure and the innovation, and that really crosses over what's going on in healthcare and life sciences. And you can really feel the energy in the conference throughout the last couple of days, and the feedback from the audience and the attendees have been nothing but remarkable.
Chris, if you sit back, you look at Life Science Innovation Northwest, what's the purpose of the conference?
Well, the purpose of the conference is really to bring together the leadership in the Northwest for a couple of days to talk about what are the innovations, what are the trends. We also really focus on trying to bring in partners and potential collaborators from around the world. Our goal is to help import more capital into Washington State life sciences community. That's intellectual capital, fiscal capital, as well as human capital. We have some of the most innovative minds here, as evidenced by some of the innovations that have come out of here. But it really is a celebration and an opportunity to introduce some of our leaders with leaders from around the world.
If you're talking to people online that are watching this right now, and they're in Massachusetts, they're in North Carolina or San Francisco, some of our other biotech clusters around the country, what would you say to them?
Well, again, I think if you look at where the trends are going in healthcare, as the Affordable Care Act gets implemented here in the United States, and costs and access and efficiencies are really the mantra and the mainstays of where healthcare is going. If you look at the globalization of healthcare, there was just a data point said today that Bill Gates thinks that in the next 20 years, there are no longer going to be developing nations. They're all going to be developed, and healthcare is a big part of what they're doing. The Northwest, and Washington State in particular, is a leader in all of those areas. Software and digital health is really an emerging sector, and Washington State has, obviously, with the presence of Amazon's and Microsoft's, but also we have a very strong digital health community. It's really becoming integrated into our life science community. And last but not least, we're already one of the most efficient health states in delivery of healthcare. And we're having those conversations with those 8 organizations as well, and they're integrated into life sciences so that the innovation can be implemented, developed, and get to patients very quickly and efficiently.
Chris, you've been with the WBBA since 2009. The organization continues to take off. You got new members left and right. People that are staying within the organization, people that, like ourselves, getting a lot out of the organization. Where do you see the organization going, say, in the next 5 years?
Well, again, it's been an honor to be the president and CEO of the WBBA since 2009. It's a phenomenal organization. It's a phenomenal community. Where we're going strategically, we really, as I mentioned before, with the focus on healthcare delivery, healthcare efficiencies, access to care, we have really been reaching out to our digital health community, to our healthcare delivery community. We are just about to start an initiative to start mentoring the next generation of CEOs and leaders within the state of Washington to take over the next generation of companies that are going to be spawning out of our research institutes. We also just launched a digital health initiative called Innovate Health, and we really see digital health as a key component of the future of innovation and how and where life sciences is going and healthcare delivery is going as well. So it's an exciting time. I think you're going to look back in the next 5 to 10 years, and we're going to see that this has really been a golden age. And healthcare, with what's happening in Washington State and around the world, Washington State is already being recognized as a global leader, and I think you're going to see us really become that more visible global leader in the next decade.
How important is this sector to the state of Washington?
It's critical. Well, we're already one of the 5 largest employers. We added almost over $18 billion to our state's economy. We are one of the few industries that grew during the recession here in the state. We grew about 10% in jobs. Our research institutes brings in billions of dollars in NIH funding and other non-dilutive funding. It is And then if you look at every citizen around Washington State is impacted by what our members do. Whether or not you're in the industry, but when you go to the hospital or you go to your doctor or you have a point of care app for wellness, our members are developing that. So we impact every single person in the state of Washington.
You're in D.C. We have a lot of political leaders in D.C. Why should they or why should investors in, say, New York pay attention to Washington State from a global standpoint? What should they learn about us, and what should they know about us if they were interested in sort of funding organizations out here?
Well, healthcare is obviously already one of the country's biggest industries as far as the amount spent on healthcare and through CMS, et cetera. Again, the innovations that have come out of, in the past 4 decades, we've invented bone marrow transplantation, ultrasound, cardiac defibrillators, some of the world's leading biologics. The first outpatient dialysis center was here in Washington State. Some of the innovations that are coming out now are leading the globalization of healthcare. We've had global health organizations for more than 30 years working on bringing healthcare to the most vulnerable citizens around the world. And obviously it doesn't hurt to have the largest foundation in our backyard about a mile away from here with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So if you're not paying attention to Washington State and you're in the life sciences sector, whether you're an investor, a policymaker, or an entrepreneur, you're missing out on really where the future's going in healthcare and life sciences.
All right, Chris, one last question.
Sure.
Life Science Innovation Northwest next year, I think, is June 30th.
That's correct.
Of 2015. It's June 2014. What's going to happen next year in biotechnology, biomedical devices, in our industry here in Washington, and what should we watch for in the year ahead from you?
Well, I think what you're going to continue to see is an acceleration of digital health and technology really becoming getting on the forefront of not only drug development, device development, but also healthcare delivery. We are about to launch a strategic initiative that is going to, I think, has the potential to really change how healthcare is delivered not only in the Pacific Northwest, but also how innovation is really leveraged and embraced by the ultimate end consumer, the payer, all the way back to the entrepreneur and the researcher. We hope to have that strategy rolled out at our October 24th annual meeting, and we're really excited about where things are going. We think that, again, Washington State is already at the forefront and is going to continue over the next decade to really be a global player in life sciences and healthcare.
Chris, job well done. This is another fantastic conference, and looking forward to next year. Chris Rivera, the President and CEO of the Washington Biotechnology and Biomedical Association.